Guys, what's going on? How's everybody doing out there? What an exciting time to be a Jaguars fan. There's a lot of good things happening with this franchise. There's a lot of different moving parts. Obviously, Trevor Lawrence, the most talked about hyped quarterback since Peyton Manning, since Andrew Luck. Adding Urban Meyer, coming from college, not being in coaching for a couple years. It brings somewhat of a different dynamic to this franchise. Once we start winning, hopefully once we start winning, that's going to have a lot of different people look at us different. And they're going to look at us as, contenders, and they're going to have to respect us, finally. So it's definitely, very exciting times right now as a Jaguar fan. Both of these guys are going to be making their NFL debut as we go into this preseason game versus the Cleveland Browns tomorrow night, which will be a Saturday night NFL Network primetime game, I guess, so to speak. Joe Schobert, our middle linebacker from last year, the linebacker we acquired from the Cleveland Browns, got traded to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, if you can remember, obviously, Joe Schobert was a part of the 2020 free agency class, and he's not on the team no more, which makes him the last free agent from that 2020 class to not be on the team. So when you look at it from that regard, it's very disappointing. Clearly, some Jaguar fans that weren't very happy, I guess, so to speak, about the Joe Schobert move because, you're giving up a valuable player for pretty much nothing. From the last reports that I saw, they gave up a late round pick. So Jacksonville really isn't going to get much in return. But, we were able to make somewhat of a salary dump. But me personally, I would have just waited a little bit, let things kind of play out. But I can respect their decision. Now, as far as the rookies going into this game, it's going to be very exciting to see Travis Etienne take his first snap in the NFL. He was very dynamic in college football. Obviously, one of the most dynamic players to ever play for Clemson. So it's going to be really interesting to see how he fits in Urban's offense. He has put him at the wide receiver position in practice. A lot of people were questioning that Travis Etienne pick at pick number 25 for us. So it's going to be a lot of intrigue at that position. Obviously James Robinson, Carlos Hyde, they're pretty much battling out for the number one spot. Clearly, we all believe Travis Etienne will win the job, or James Robinson will win the job, and Travis Etienne will probably be the backup. So it'll just be interesting to see how good he is early on. Tyson Campbell, Walker Little, both of our second-round picks. It's gonna be a battle between Walker Little and Cam Robinson. Cam Robinson definitely feels kind of the heat from Walker Little. He's been playing well in camp, so that's going to be a good battle to watch.
What's your relationship like with Walker Little?
Well, I have a good relationship with Walker.
And you, is it big brother, little brother, or what is kind of the dynamic?
I got a good relationship with Walker.
Cam, outside of just the attitude.
It's good to see that we've got some good competition going into the preseason. And Tyson Campbell, obviously, with the situation going on with C.J. Henderson, we're going to need a young cornerback to kind of take over as the number one cornerback on this team in the future. Obviously, we signed Shaq Griffin, so he's going to be obviously he's going to be our best cornerback on the team and the number one for the near future. But, it's going to be fun to see how Tyson Campbell plays. We're going to need, like I said, a good young cornerback to kind of be that solid number two and then eventually take over as a number one. Remember, cornerback is probably one of the most hardest positions to probably play from, going from college to the NFL to play well, because it's very hard nowadays to guard these offenses and receivers. So that's another rookie to watch for, Tyson Campbell. Andre Cisco, obviously, we don't really have any good safeties at that position. Andre Cisco is going to be battling out. It's going to be a pretty good battle. Probably 4 different guys he's battling out with. Guys like Gerard Wilson, James Jones. It's going to be a pretty good battle. It's going to be interesting to see who wins that position at the strong safety position. So got a couple very interesting battles going into this camp. Obviously our other rookies, Jordan Smith, Jay Tufele, and Luke Farrell. So it's going to be good to see them play as well. They're probably going to get a bulk of the reps in the third and fourth quarter. Most of our draft picks will probably be playing the majority of the game, besides probably, obviously, Trevor Lawrence and maybe Travis Etienne. This first preseason game is kind of just going to be a little bit of a glimpse of kind of, I guess, what to expect, or not necessarily expect, but just kind of give us a glimpse of, what we're kind of looking at, kind of our first impression of looking at this team. Urban Meyer has come out and said that there's an open competition for the quarterback with Trevor Lawrence and Gardner Minshew.
Is there really a chance that you guys won't start Trevor Lawrence against Houston in a month?
Is there really a chance?
Yeah.
I think we'll answer that as it gets closer.
But it's still very much an open competition to see who gets that honor.
Yes.
Now, Gardner Minshew has done a lot of good things for this franchise. He has, he has garnered the attention of a lot of, fans that are, very into his mustache and mullet and his personality and things like that. So he's gotten somewhat of a cult following. I like Minshew. I really think he's a good quarterback. I still think he's going to be a good quarterback in this league. Clearly he's not better than Trevor Lawrence, so I don't think it's going to be much of a competition. I think what Urban's trying to do is create a culture of competition, and he doesn't just want to hand Trevor Lawrence the job. He wants him to earn it. Now, some people might think it's silly and whatnot, but hey, we got to remember, Urban is a winner. He's won everywhere he's been. So I can't really knock the guy for the decisions that he's made thus far because he's won everywhere he's been. And yes, he's not been in the NFL, but I fully trust, what Urban's doing and the direction he's got this team going. So, I can respect the fact that he's trying to make a competition between Lawrence and Minshew, but, we all know Trevor Lawrence is going to win the job. So I think that's pretty much a non-story. I didn't mention Jalen Camp. I forgot to mention Jalen Camp. He hasn't really been practicing well as of late. I really don't honestly know if he's going to make the team. He'd probably be on a practice squad most likely. But that's another guy I guess you got to watch out for. He's going to probably play a lot in the preseason in his first game. So overall, it's very exciting times. Right now, if you're a Jaguar fan, man, you got to be happy, man. We got Trevor Lawrence. We finally have a franchise quarterback, or what we think is going to be a franchise quarterback, and a great one at that. This isn't not to take a shot at any other guys, but this isn't like a Baker Mayfield or even a Joe Burrow for last year. As great as Joe Burrow was, he's not looked at in the same regards as Trevor Lawrence as far as the hype and how much people have anointed him as the next generational quarterback. So it's very exciting for Jacksonville and Jaguar fans. I'm excited. I know you guys should be excited as well. Definitely like the video, subscribe to my channel. I did change the name of my channel to Till Talk, so I will now be known as Till Talk. So I definitely do appreciate you guys watching. Definitely appreciate you guys making it to this far in the video. And like I said, please like, please subscribe, and thank you guys for watching.